Sega. Colorful plateau. This video will be much shorter than my other videos. It's really just explaining how tired and not mentally ready for doing this hard of tiering yet, at least with how I tier. So, at the beginning of the Virtual Singer World Link, I had plans to get T5k Len, T10k Kaito, and T10k Miku. I had bought Mission Pass thinking that I would complete at least most of it, which I did end up doing way more than I expected I would, and that's just a start of how much I actually played for this. I did not have much time to myself to do anything besides tiering for most of the days that I was doing this. It showed me how unprepared I was for tiering. I thought since I was only going for 5k, I wouldn't need to spend that much energy. In the end, I ended up going for T1k. At one point, I was almost going to go for T500, but once the event actually started after Start Rush, I realized that was not possible with the energy limit I had, that I will go past later on in this video. And people who didn't tier for Virtual Singer World Link at all, or at least not for the second half of the chapter, may be very confused at why I'm saying it was so tiring and so hard just to get T1k, but also because it was only 2 days, right? Yeah, 3 days before my school started too. When I got into school, like the day after this ended and I got back to school, I genuinely cannot pick up my pencil because my hands were so sore from tearing all that time. I have gone for tiers like T2k on To You My Caring Companion, T3k on Farewell My Mask, which I'm pretty sure one was a cheerful carnival and one was a marathon. But those are different from World Links. World Links are 2 to 3 days, and this one was only 2, so it shouldn't have been that bad. But, you know, it's Vocaloids, and the Vocaloids are very, very popular compared to the original characters. So I knew it was going to be harder, but not as hard as it actually was. So basically, I went for T2k Shiho for my friends who knew about that. And I was perfectly fine. I had like 2-hour breaks and my rank would only drop like 100. But that's Leonid, and Leonid is basically the least popular group of the entire game. And Shiho is the third least popular character from the group, which made it very easy compared to Len, who is like, I'm pretty sure the third or second Vocaloid, depending if you count Len and Rin as one or two separate ones. But he's been around longer and he's just more popular overall since Leonid is just from the game and Vocaloids are like basically everywhere. So I feel like way more people were obviously going to cheer for him, which was very obvious. Even my friend who was just like using a filler team to help me tier was so nervous. before the start rush started, I was like sweating so bad that I could barely full combo Hito Rainbow Envy on like expert. And I can't even begin to explain how many times the temporary ban from co-op showed up on my screen, and it just like terror spread across my face because I knew that was basically like almost the end for my tier, especially since half the time I was only in like tier 900 or 800. I think at the end of the event I was at 752. So I did get the rank, but like at the cost of my mental sanity. So, a little bit back, I said that I was, like limiting how much energy I would spend to make sure I can tier higher for the other events that I want, like Mizu 6 and stuff. In the end, I ended I ended I yeah, I ended spending about 100 energy or more per day at every day of tiering with Len. Sometimes even 200. Like I'm pretty sure on the start rush I used at least 150 to 200. In the end, I'm pretty sure I used over 500 of the energy I had been storing for over a year at that point. One thing that I did forget to mention is the fact that I didn't pull on the banner. I'm still saving crystals right now. I did not pull on the banner, so I did not have an event team with like the cards that they specifically wanted you to use. And none of the cards that I was using, none of them had like even Mastery 1. Not even Mastery 1. Only like Side Story 1 red, Skill 104, and level 60. That's like the maximum that each character had. And another reason that I knew this was going to be much harder than tiering T2k for Shiho or T2k for You My Caring Companion, T3k for Farewell My Mask was because I am on multiple tiering servers on Discord. And basically, I was looking at like the tiering, like there's like roles for tiering for stuff, and I was trying to see like, oh, which characters have the most people tiering for them. In specific order from one of the servers I was in, it went Len with I think 30, Rin with 22, Luca with 21, Kaito with 12, Miku with 10, and Mako with 8. I'm pretty sure the most amount of sleep I got from either worrying or actually tearing all the nights that this event was up was about 2 hours at maximum. I'm still trying to recover from this, and it's the second week of school now, so like 2 weeks after this happened, almost 3 weeks since this happened, and I'm still so tired. Somehow, after tearing for Len that much, I still had the urge to play Project Sekai, which is actually kind of crazy. I was surprised I wasn't like insanely burnt out like I am with like other games like Genshin and stuff after I grind for stuff a lot. I don't know, maybe it's because I was with like friends most of the time, but it was still weird to me. And I also found it weird that, what was it? That Miku had way less tears than like any of the other characters. It was such a surprise to me because like Miku's the first Vocaloid and she's like the most popular. She's everywhere basically. I think that's most of what I have to say. I didn't have like a pre-written script for this. I opened my editing app. I threw in the clips, blurred them for background, and basically was just speaking my mind on everything that happened. I really don't know what to say about this. I'm still shocked and also kind of scared for what will happen when I tier for T100 on Mizu 6.